I am a billionaire worth hundreds of billions. This is my first time visiting home in 10 years. As soon as I reached the village entrance, I was stunned. I had arranged for disaster relief food, but the villagers were still starving. Some had even died. On the streets from hunger, I walked down the road toward the group's food station, only to find not a single person in line for food. Just then, a well-dressed villager came out, harshly scolding a couple beside him, ordering them to remove the people. Inside, sensing something was wrong, I rushed home immediately. But when I arrived, I found out my mother had already passed away in grief. I knelt before her memorial tablet in tears, full of regret for failing my duty as a son. My cries caught the attention of a girl inside the house. I remembered my assistant once mentioned I had a daughter, so I asked her for her name. When I learned she was indeed my child, I hugged her tightly in excitement. Then from her mouth I found out my wife had gone to the village entrance to beg for porridge. My heart clenched. I instantly realized she might be in danger, so I quickly handed my daughter some food, told her to stay home and wait for me to return. Meanwhile, my wife had already arrived at the food station. The supervisor glanced at her, but didn't give her any porridge. Instead, he casually led her into a small room. Just as she was being pushed inside, I finally arrived. She rushed into my arms, crying about the suffering she had endured over the years. I quickly shielded her behind me and demanded porridge from the supervisor, but he arrogantly said, "Anyone who enters the village must follow the rules. If you want porridge, you need to trade something valuable." I was furious. The relief food was supposed to be free. How could it all have been embezzled? I scolded them on the spot for acting above the law, but the supervisor didn't care. Instead, he ordered his men to teach me a lesson. My wife kept begging them to let us go. I was completely stunned. I couldn't believe these were people employed by my own company. Just then, the branch manager arrived, stopped the supervisor's arrogance, and politely served us a bowl of porridge. I thought it was just a misunderstanding, but when I picked up the bowl, I was shocked to find it full of stones. I slammed the bowl on the ground in anger and questioned loudly. Our group sent over 300,000 pounds of grain. Why were the villagers still starving? The villagers were stunned by the number. They questioned if there was truly that much grain. Why were they still going hungry every day? The manager slapped the table and said, this was company policy. The food had to be saved for emergencies. His words left everyone speechless. But I stood my ground. I demanded to open the granary so everyone could see with their own eyes whether there was food inside. The manager feared the matter would escalate, so he agreed but warned that if no problem was found, I'd have to give up an arm as the price. I agreed without hesitation when the granary doors opened. Everyone was shocked to see it filled to the brim with food. I walked closer to inspect. The rice grains were all real, but my doubts only grew deeper. If there really was so much food, why were people still dying outside? Sure enough, when I looked up, I spotted another sealed granary door. My gut told me the truth lay behind it, so I walked straight toward it. The manager and supervisor panicked and rushed to stop me. They claimed it was a core reserve warehouse. Opening it could kill someone. The more they tried to stop me, the more I sensed something was wrong, so I pressed the manager, demanding to know if the door could be opened. The manager shouted that the warehouse was worth millions. If opened, everyone here would have to pay with theirs.